It's so pretty. It's right next to Stony Brook, so anytime you have a chance, you should check it out.
Yeah, and the shuttle is free too for Port Jefferson too.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have really good food there.
Yes. Oh my God, I just had Kilwins. It's an ice cream place. So if you guys go, you should check it out. It's really good.
I'm so jealous. I have all online classes, so there was no need for me to be a resident. So but yeah.
Yeah, I have all online classes except I was lucky. I got one in person on Tuesday, so I come on Tuesdays.
Yeah, I have all online, yet I'm on campus. So
I
have to leave home.
I can't study at home. Too much going on.
Yeah.
So do we want to get started?
Yeah, so let's get started. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen. We have like a little slideshow, and then we're gonna have a Kahoot at the end. Okay. Where's the print at? Oh, it's covered. Okay. Okay, can everyone see the screen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we are the Doctors Without Borders student chapter at Stony Brook University, and we are a relatively new organization, but we really focus on like educating our members on what this really great organization does and like ways that we can help them as students. So first, let's get to know the e-board. So that's the election board. So my name is Nadine Aricat, and I go by she, her, hers pronouns. I am the president this year, and I am a sophomore. I'm a biology major on the pre-med track. And you might see me around campus. I'm an RA at Mount College in Ross Quad. I am a fellow for the SSO Quad, and I'm also involved in orthopedic research at the Health Science Center. So I really do enjoy it. I love like research, and I think it's really fun. And then like some other hobbies, like watching Netflix. I've been watching Queer Eye. It's really great. Listening to music. I started kayaking this summer and like going to the beach. And I joined this club because I'm really passionate about like global health and medicine. So not just like the actual medicine itself, but like giving it to people who like wouldn't have gotten it like any other way, like, you know, bridging that health gap. So that's why I joined.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yeah.
Hi guys, I'm Subera. I'm the vice president of this club, and I'm a sophomore. I'm a globalization/international relations major, but I'm pre-med. I'm a mental health worker at CPO, which is actually a thing on campus called Center for Prevention and Outreach. It's pretty cool. I recently became a writer for the Stony Brook Young Investigative Research Journal on campus. I'm a crisis counselor for a text line, and some of my hobbies are watching movies, which I'm taking like a film class now, which is great because they make us watch a movie every week. I like traveling, but that's like put to a stop now, and I like fashion. And I joined Doctors Without Borders because I went on a mission trip one summer, and it really kind of showed me my passion for serving the underprivileged and people who don't normally get healthcare. So I hope to either work with Doctors Without Borders or an NGO in the future.
Hi everyone, my name is Lin Fan and I'm the treasurer of Doctors Without Borders. I'm a senior in health science major, and I'm also minor in biology and professional writing. So in addition to like my involvement in Doctors Without Borders club, I also a cheer health educator on campus and also working as a medical assistant at my local OBGYN office. I'm also a EMT at Project EMS, and I'm following the pre-PA track, so I'm trying to build my clinical experience. So in my free time, I like to paint, making crafts, and I love animals like dogs and cats. I also started learn to like bake. The favorite dessert that I can make is the crib cake. So I joined Doctor Without Borders because I really respect the principles and commitments, and I want to be part of the change.
Hi everyone. So my name's Jonas Lopez. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I'm the secretary for the student chapter. So right now I'm a junior, and I'm majoring in biochemistry, and my minor is in health medicine and society, and I'm also on the pre-med track. And I'm also a Bio 201 TA and a chem tutor on the side. So in my free time, I like to watch TV, a bunch of HBO dramas. So right now I'm kind of obsessed with Lovecraft Country. And I also like to read and learn about flags and explore destinations. But as Sabira said, I can't really do that right now. So I joined the student chapter because I'm passionate about what the organization does and how they're unwavering and help no matter what. They're neutral.
All right, so hey guys, my name is Isha. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm the public outreach coordinator for this chapter. I'm in my third year. My major is biology with a specialization in neuroscience on the pre-med track. And outside of Doctors Without Borders, I'm in Phi Delta Epsilon Medical Fraternity, a tutor for the ASTC, on the launch team for Unmask the app, and do clinical research on campus and off campus. During my free time, I like to listen to music, read, write, and just hang out with a bunch of my friends. And I joined Doctors Without Borders because I'm from a third world country, and Doctors Without Borders helps countries such as the one I'm from, and it helps like Pakistan, and I'm from Bangladesh, so it's kind of like to see how developed countries, how people go out of their way to help the ones that need it.
Hi guys, my name is Jessica. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I am one of the event coordinators. I am a sophomore. I major in biology on the neuroscience specialization. I have a minor in health medicine and society. I am on the pre-med track. I currently volunteer at an animal shelter and a couple food banks in my local town. But usually when I'm on campus, I usually volunteer at the hospital too, but right now I'm like 8 hours from campus. I'm currently looking for research, but it's kind of hard because of COVID. My hobbies include anything involving the outdoors, music, food, and anything involving dogs or animals in general, because I'm an animal lover. I joined Doctors Without Borders to gain more knowledge of international medicine and learn about how to help others abroad in any capacity, whether it be medicine, education, or human rights.
Hey everyone, my name's Sully. You guys can call me Sully or Suleiman, whichever one. I'm another one of your event coordinators. I'm currently a junior. My majors are bio and health science. And I'm also an EMT at Port Jeff, which I highly recommend for anyone who's pre-med or pre-health. It really gives you like a first-person kind of view of like what these kind of fields are like. I'm a palliative care volunteer, which I absolutely love. I do hope to become a trauma surgeon one day and volunteer with Doctors Without Borders. And the reason I want to do that is because my parents are from Afghanistan. So they came at a young age and it was war-torn back then as well. So that really inspired me to eventually volunteer with a program like them. And I have been to a third world country as well, and I volunteered there for a while. So I really saw how that kind of effect really has on these people. So, and it's really amazing. So I really like how you guys are into this as well.
Okay, thanks for introducing yourself. So, who we are. So Doctors Without Borders, also known as Médecins Sans Frontières, it's like a French organization originally, but now it's like a global organization. It was founded in 1971, and our Stony Brook chapter was founded in 2019. So like I said, it's pretty new, and we're growing as well as you guys. So we're an independent global organization that tries to provide medical care where it's needed most. So in like third world countries or countries struggling with like disease outbreak, like other crises, civil wars. And the key thing that makes Doctors Without Borders different than other organizations that try to like help third world countries is that they really focus on independence, neutrality, and impartiality. So being independent means that they're not associated with one country and one political system. So they're able to make their own decisions on who they want to help and how they do it. So they're not really tied to like the administrative, like going through different laws and different international countries. Like they're able to make fast decisions so that they can help people really quickly, like in need of crisis. So, and then also they are neutral, which means they're not going to pick sides, especially in a country that's, plagued with conflict. Like they're not going to choose like which country's right or which group is right. And also they strive to be impartial, which means that they're not going to use bias or other preconceived notions to treat patients. Like they're just going to look at people as human beings and give them the humanitarian help that they need. And so because of their really great work, they were given the Nobel Peace Prize in 1999. And they do operate in over 65 countries. And they have thousands of healthcare professionals, including doctors, nurses, PAs, people who do like more admin work, because it's a whole team that makes this possible. It's not just the actual healthcare professionals, but there's a lot of, different types of backgrounds that go into making this possible. And again, they are funded by independent donors and people just donating their money, which allows them to be independent from like a certain country.
So bearing witness. So as Nadine said, a big emphasis of Doctors Without Borders is that they are neutral. And a misconception is that neutrality is equal to silence. However, Doctors Without Borders remains neutral, but still takes action to help and aid countries in need. And their mission includes witnessing extreme acts of violence against individuals, groups, or restricting basic human rights. For example, the genocide in Rwanda in 1994, the conflict in Syria 2011 to now, and now they are currently in Lebanon also to help with the famine and destruction that is occurring there.
Okay, so we're going to show like a couple minutes of this video, but we're going to share these slides. So if you're interested, you can watch like both of the videos. And let me know if you can hear it well.
Doctors Without Borders.
Sorry, it's not letting me make it full screen. We're just going to work with this. I'm sorry, guys.
Known internationally by our French name.
Sorry. Okay.
Doctors Without Borders, also known internationally by our French name Médecins Sans Frontières, or MSF, is an independent medical humanitarian organization. Founded in 1971, MSF won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1999. Today we have some 33,000 staff on the ground in roughly 70 countries. MSF provides life-saving medical care to those affected by war, natural disasters, disease outbreaks, systematic neglect or exclusion, and other crises. We work in accordance with international humanitarian law and medical ethics. We treat people based on medical needs alone, regardless of race, religion, or political affiliation. MSF is set up to respond to emergencies and provide free, high-quality medical care. Over the years, our logistical teams have developed ready-made kits to help us mobilize quickly. These kits contain the materials needed to fight a cholera outbreak or get a surgical program up and running. A kit could even contain a fully functioning inflatable operating theater. We have an extensive network of aid workers staffing projects all over the world, along with emergency experts ready to fly out at a moment's notice. Perhaps most importantly, the vast majority of MSF's funding comes from private donors, not governments. This is how we maintain financial independence that allows...
Okay, so I hope you guys learned some really cool facts about this organization through that video, and feel free to watch it on your own time, but we're going to move on to the next slide.
So what can we do? As students, we can't really serve on missions with Doctors Without Borders directly, but what we could do is we could spread the messages, principles, and goals of Doctors Without Borders, and we could also advocate for areas plagued with disease and call action, so they're looked further into, and Doctors Without Borders prioritize them. And we could also expose our members to first aid techniques with minimal tools. So we are trying to do this with interactive activities such as Medical MacGyver, which some of you guys may have had experience with last year. And we also have a program called Stop the Bleed, And we also fundraise and donate to help fund the travel and support and medical expenses of healthcare professionals, which Lynn will talk more about.
Okay, so this is our future events that has fundraising, professional events, educational events, and volunteer. I'm gonna talk about the fundraising event. So in the past, we have conducted a couple of fundraising events, and we also made a GoFundMe page to fundraise for Doctor Without Borders during the COVID-19 crisis, because Doctor Without Borders is working endlessly to assist the countries such as the China, Italy, France, and Iran, and they have submitted a proposal to authorities to help care for the patient with COVID-19 in Iran. So this fundraising will be used to secure necessary supplies that are in shortage, such as the surgical masks, swabs, gloves, and chemicals used to diagnose COVID-19. And our goal was $1,000, and now we are on $940. So we are basically $60 away from reaching our goal. So we hope you guys can spread the word so we can reach the goal earlier. And also we will have a Chipotle and Panera Bread fundraising. So the Chipotle will take place in October 24th, which is on Friday, and Panera Bread will be taking place on September 24th, which is also a Friday. So those events are basically, we are collaborating with Chipotle and Panera Bread. So on the night of the fundraising event, we have to make at least $100 of purchase, so we can get 20% of the sales. So we would encourage all the members, and maybe also ask your friends and professors, classmates to join the event. To basically just go to the place and show them the physical flyer or show them the electronic flyer, and then your purchase will come into our fundraise event.
So some of the other events that we hold, sorry.
No, you go.
So some of the other things that we do is we have a lot of professional healthcare workers come and just kind of speak to you guys in webinar form, especially right now with all the COVID stuff happening, really on a virtual format. So we're kind of in touch with a lot of doctors, EMTs, nurses, PAs that come and will kind of give their experience with you, because we have some doctors that have been on third world missions and stuff like that. So we'll have them come and talk to you guys and give them their experiences and how they helped people, which will give you an idea of how these outcomes and kind of scenarios do play out in other countries.
So most of our events this semester will be online because of the pandemic, but we're currently trying to get the CPR set up in person, but it'll be very limited. So we are currently trying to figure that out. But in terms of online events, as of right now, we have the Red Watch Band training, which is September 15th. From Medical MacGyver, which Jonas briefly mentioned, we're trying to have an in-person event for that, as well as possibly online. We're gonna have a suture tutorial October 13th, and then November 10th, we're gonna have a doctor come and speak to you guys about different stuff, her career, COVID, and any international work that she has completed.
Just to mention real quick, I know that we're all pre-health, like e-board. However, the purpose of the club isn't to cater towards pre-health. It's to cater towards all students, because we're all as likely to encounter a situation where someone stops breathing, has a bleed, is oozing out blood, is ODing. So our purpose is to help anyone, rather than be a bystander, how to help someone that's in need at that moment until the ambulance comes, until they get sent to a hospital.
Yeah, so a lot of our events are supposed to teach you guys really key skills, and it can help inspire you what you want to do as your career if you are interested in medicine or global health or public outreach. this club can cater like to many different types of students, and so that's why we're welcoming like everyone here, and we're really happy that you all joined. And also we are going to try to make all our events both like in person and virtual. So for example, like our suture workshop, for those of you on campus, like we're going to try to make socially distanced, but also like a limited event where people can come in and like learn different suture techniques. We have a suture pad and different materials that you guys can work on, but we'll also upload like a tutorial. We can do like a live Zoom where everyone can try to practice on like, you know, items you have at your house. Same thing with Medical MacGyver. If you guys aren't familiar with it, it's where we're going to stage situations and we're going to have like fake patients, and you're going to have to use like random items to try to treat them, and you're going to get like really creative, and you're just going to like learn how to help people in these emergency situations. So we're going to try to cater to both our online students as well as our on-campus people.
Thank you, Jordan, for being available just because you do have certificates. For CPR, we usually work with one of the founders' affiliations on the fire department.
Sorry, that's not what I was saying. I actually taught it last year with them because I'm in the fire department with them.
Oh, okay. Okay, then.
Yeah, John asked me to come last year and I helped. That's what I was trying to say.
Oh, and then Stop the Bleed. If we can have it in person, we'll definitely ask for help. Since
I just wasn't sure if they weren't like answering your emails because like they're my neighbors, so I could literally just harass them. That's what all I was saying.
Oh yeah, please do. We really want to set that up.
All right, sure, I will. I just wanted to let you know.
Okay, thanks. And so also if you are interested in like pursuing a career in medicine, like we do have a lot of connections and networking available. So even just like with us, the e-board, like we're all involved throughout campus and off campus. Like a lot of us do shadowing, research, clinical work. So if you ever have questions or you just want advice on these types of things, like please reach out to us. Like we'd love to help get you involved. We also do want to have like lots of webinars with professional staff, as well as a panel where we can have like med students, residents, you know, nursing people, PAs, where you guys are able to ask your questions and hear their stories on how they got involved and how they were able to achieve their goals and their dreams of pursuing that career. So this is a really great club if you want to get involved into that type of thing. Does anyone want to add anything to that? Okay, so we're going to move on to the next part. Oh yeah, also, so this is our GoFundMe. So if you want to donate, this was for coronavirus, and they definitely still need our help. So please go ahead and do that if you're able to. And now we have the Kahoot. So I'm going to stop.
Wait, real quick before the Kahoot.
Oh yeah.
I want to mention, like for COVID, I know Doctors Without Borders puts emphasis on developing countries, but actually during COVID, Doctors Without Borders aided the United States in kind of decreasing the amount of COVID positive patients or managing them.
Okay, so actually I think I can do this a better way. I just go to Kahoot. Yeah. Sorry, my computer's kind of slow. Okay. And so this Kahoot is about the organization and also about the e-board. everyone? Give you like 5 more seconds. Okay, we're gonna start. So you can select multiple answers for this. Okay, not too bad. Lynn, you're playing. All right, let's see who gets the next one. All right, good job. That's on the slides. Good job. Yeah, that was a trick question. I think we only have 30 people, so I'll just skip. Yeah, so anyone with a medical background or like admin background is able to join and help. So it's a team effort, you know, to make these projects happen. So there's multiple answers for this. Yeah, so CPR, stop the bleed, and Narcan, you do get certified. But with medical MacGyver, it's more just like for fun. Okay, this is our last question. Okay, let's see who won. All right, good job, guys.
Hey, Jessica, and then Julia and Stephanie.
Okay, cool. Let me get out of this real quick. Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing now. So do you guys have any questions for us, or is there anything that you want like more clarification on? Feel free to unmute.
Will we be meeting the same time every week? Or is it like
Yeah,
different
so
dates?
yeah, so if anything, someone's gonna send a poll in the chat, a Google form in the chat actually, so that we can find out when you guys are like most available, because we want to try to get everyone to join as we can. So I think Lynn, if you want to
Also,
send it. Oh yes.
also our meetings are going to be biweekly, so they're not weekly. Our meetings they're biweekly. Yeah, that's it. Oh, and also in an email I will send out a calendar invite for the Doctors Without Borders calendar, so that you guys can have all of our events and meetings on yours.
Yeah, and so we understand that everyone's really busy, and especially with like our classes being on Zoom, like it's just hard to keep track of everything. And we get that. So we're a pretty low commitment club in that our events and meetings are bi-weekly. And there's no like point system or like minimum attendance required. So you can join as little or as many events as you'd like. I mean, we'd love for you guys to come as often as you can, but we get it if you can't, and it's totally fine. So just keep that in mind. It's low commitment. We really just want everyone to get involved as much as they can. Any other questions?
Hi, I had a question.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of specifically for Nawab. I don't know if I pronounced it right.
No, that's perfect.
Yeah. I can call you Soleman if you want.
Yeah, you can pronounce it. A lot of people can't, so I go by Sully. What's up?
So I was wondering how you became an EMT and like how you kind of managed that with school.
Of course. So are you around like the Long Island area, or where are you from?
Yeah, so I live in Dix Hills.
Okay.
So I'm in Suffolk County as well.
Okay. So there's a lot of places like there's one at Port Jeff. There's some fire departments as well. You kind of just like go up to them, you ask them. They sometimes can pay for your courses. So basically, to become an EMT, you have to take like a course which goes from around 5 months during like the semester, or if you want to do it during the summer, it's a lot shorter. I think it's around 2 to 3 months. So basically, you just do that course. You have to pass like a state exam, and then you get your certification, and then you can basically like work wherever they put you, or you can volunteer. You can get a job from it as well, and that kind of fills out like if you're pre-med or pre-health, that gets up like your volunteer hours and your clinical hours as well. So balancing with school, I did it during the semester, so it was a lot tougher. But depending, they usually have like class 2 times a week, so they usually last about 4 hours long. So if you can like kind of manage that, kind of schedule like later in the day and have your classes like early in the day too, you can kind of balance it out. There's not a lot of like homework or anything like that as well. You just kind of got to focus on the state exam. But if you can do it, I definitely recommend it. It's kind of like a way to give back right now, especially with COVID. We get a lot of COVID calls every now and then. So if you can do it, I highly recommend it. It's a great experience.
Perfect. Thank you.
Of course.
Did you do it as your freshman year?
Sorry?
Did you do it as a freshman?
No, I
getting your
did
certification.
I did it during my sophomore year. So you can do it like as long as you're 18 and above, you can take your certification. But I highly do recommend it as soon as possible because you get
It's not sorry, the age isn't 17.
It's 17?
Yeah, I think they lowered it to 17.
Oh, they lowered
actually.
it? Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, so do it whenever possible.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing it my first semester right now, but I was kind of worried about the transition, like if it would be like too much. So I want to also get a little bit of your opinion.
Definitely. The transition to college is definitely tough. So like especially with class-wise, they recommend taking around like 12 to 15 credits. So I wouldn't do it your first semester since you're still transitioning to college. I'd probably save it to like second semester if you can, or sophomore year. But the more time you can, it's better because it looks better. You get more hours. You can get around like 2,000 if you do it around your sophomore year, because they usually ask for about 6 hours a week, like dedication to the EMT, like volunteering. Or you can get a job with it as well. So it's whatever works with you.
And also add on
Thank
to
you.
that, so specifically for the Project EMS, they offer courses like in spring, winter, fall, and summer. So it's pretty flexible. So if you don't want to like take it during class time, you can take it during winter or summer.
And I highly recommend like doing it towards like with a fire department or just like by an agency by itself, because originally the course is about like $1,100 to like $1,200. But if you do it towards like a fire agency or just an agency in general. They usually cover most of it. You might have to pay around $200, but it's definitely better than like $1,200. So I definitely highly recommend doing something like that.
Yeah, these are great questions. Does anyone like have anything else they want to ask? And it doesn't have to be like just about this club, like just in general about school.
I do have a question, and it's kind of a personal one, and it's open to anybody. So, what was the most rewarding or the most memorable experience you had with this club?
That's a good question. I know for me, when I was a member last year, like my favorite event was probably Medical MacGyver, just because it was like so like interactive and like you got to be really creative and just work with like other people. And I just remember thinking it was like really fun, and like just a great way to learn as well. I'm sure like my fellow board members probably have like similar or different experiences.
Yeah, I really liked Medical MacGyver too. I think that was the first time that I really got to meet a lot of the people in the club. So that was like really fun. It was very, yeah, like Nadine said, it was very interactive. And like that was the first time I feel like I actually like not really hands-on, but I guess you could call it like kind of fake hands-on medical experience because it wasn't real, it was fictional. But like it made me really excited to like go in the medical field and eventually like do EMS training. So I think that would be really fun for us to have for you guys eventually in the semester.
For me, it was a presentation that we had by one of the doctors that we are contacted with. Her name is Dr. Castu. She did a presentation to our members and us about her time working with Doctors Without Borders. She's been to like I think 5 countries, and she showed us like pictures of her time there. And I never really knew what it was like. I knew what it was about, but I never had like a personal testament of a doctor actually working with them. So it was really interesting hearing about her experiences and the hardships she faced that were unique to every country she went to.
And also, because I'm a treasurer, so I sometimes in order to apply for this fundraising event, sometimes I have to look up Doctor Without Borders financial statement, and then I also found out that like their fundings are like 80% for the program for everything like down to the earth, and then 1% is for management in general, and then 14% is for fundraising. I think that's pretty impressive to me.
Me, I would say we all held an event where I had the fortunate experience to go to Ghana with a doctor that I met, and I had him come and talk to the current members last semester. And he kind of gave his experiences and like what he did. And then he also gave a kind of a link to an application process where some of the members could apply to eventually go to that Ghana trip with him as well the next following winter. So just to see how some members like saw what we did and stuff and wanted to do the same thing and help out as well was like really meaningful to me. So hopefully we ourselves don't go to other countries to help out. We kind of just like raise awareness, but we do have opportunities to like show to you guys and introduce to you guys that can give you that same opportunity to go out and help as well. So seeing those other people like wanting to help was definitely like a meaningful experience for me.
Can I ask why you guys are interested in this club? Like, what are you hoping to get out of this so that we can actually fulfill that for you guys?
I heard about the organization itself. I thought it was pretty cool. And somehow I just ran into like one of your events on the SBU Engaged. And I figured like go hand in hand. Why not give it a try?
Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah. So actually, it's kind of funny. Like Suleiman, I like trauma and emergency medicine a lot. I plan on making that my concentration. I'm a health science major, so I plan on making that my like second semester concentration as a senior. So for me, I also do come from a third world country, and I've visited other third world countries, and just kind of being able to help out where I can and not really having any restrictions to do so is kind of something that I do like. So I also kind of see Doctors Without Borders as a future like career potentially.
Yeah, that's really great to hear. And like that actually like made me think about like myself too, because like I feel like when I hear about like third world countries, like it always gets so political and like controversial, which it really shouldn't. And that's what this organization does so well, is that they just kind of put everything aside and just put everyone's like humanity first, which is like why I joined.
I work with them too.
Anyone else? Like I really love hearing this stuff because it helps us make events for you guys, knowing like why you want to do this.
I heard about the club and it sounded very interesting, and I've heard about Doctors Without Borders before. I don't know much about it, but what I do know is that they help people in crises, like with the video side, which I find is very important, and I think it's very important to have such an organization that exists, and there should be more attention brought to it and more support for it and stuff.
Yeah.
So has anyone had any run-ins with the actual organization or people who go there? Because I remember, like, I went to Montreal one summer, and there were these French tourists who seemed like they were just tourists, but they were speaking to like a group of homeless people, and they were surrounding this unconscious man. So it was really concerning. And then I found out that they were part of Médecins Sans Frontières, which is like MSF, so it's the like original organization. And that's how I came to know about Doctors Without Borders. And yeah, so anyone else?
I actually have, it's kind of a long story, but I graduated, I'm a freshman now, but I graduated in 2019. I took a gap year. I also did EMS became an EMT at Port Jeff, just like the rest of y'all. And I worked with an organization that's kind of next to and like works with MSF. MSF used to do it. I went to this island called Lesvos, where MSF also works, like right off the coast of Turkey, and I did sea rescue stuff with refugee rescue and lighthouse relief as an EMT and like a translator and stuff. But everybody who was volunteering with there it was basically just like a direct route. Like if you weren't freaking 18 like me and you actually had a bachelor's degree, it was basically a direct route to get into like MSF. So while I was there, people were dropping like flies and just going there. And I thought that was really interesting. Like the woman who used to like be like my boss, like my coordinator, she was from the Netherlands and now she's working with MSF in Afghanistan. One of my friends that I would be on shifts with is now a cultural mediator there in one of the camps on Lesbos. So, I mean, I couldn't do that at that point, but like it was super cool to see all those people like doing like what I want to do and what you guys all want to do. And I mean, it was a pretty good experience. And if anybody wants to do something like that, I feel like this group of people would be uniquely qualified to do it because you guys have the awareness of it, So that's my run-in with them.
Yeah, that sounds really cool actually. So, and again, like if you guys are interested in any of this, like we're all kind of like one big family. Like just like ask each other like how you got involved here and like just help each other out. Because I feel like at the end, like we all kind of have like the same aspirations and goals, and we'll just like help each other get there. Does anyone have like questions or anything else they want to share? Okay. So if not,
yeah, I had one question.
Okay, yeah.
The CPR training, does that make us CPR certified, or like how does that work?
Yeah. So if you pay the fee, someone can correct me on this. I believe it's $25 and you get a book.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, yeah. So if you pay that fee, then you actually will get certified. Like you'll get an email of like your e-certificate and like you could print it out and you actually would get certified. And so we are working on it because we're trying to figure out how to do that in like a safe way, socially distant and everything. And we're obviously like sanitize all the mannequins and all the equipment. But you do get certified from that. But just try to RSVP as fast as you can because we will have limited spots available.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
But if it's a large interest, then we will try to get as many days as possible with it too.
Yeah, so if we see like a large amount of people like wanting to do it, we'll like try to do it multiple days or even like throughout the semester or next semester.
Okay.
The CPR RSVP will be sent out like maybe like a week or 2 weeks before the actual events. So
Thank you.
Okay.
And also, please fill out the form I sent it before for the GBM time slot preferred time and the event interest form, so we can know ahead of time which event most of you are interested, so we can maybe select more time or book more room in advance.
Yeah, and also we'll send an email after this too for all of you guys and anyone who wasn't able to join. Yeah. Oh, I think Sabera got cut off, but we'll send out an email where you guys can fill out the form, and also if you guys know people who weren't able to join, they'll get the email too, or forward it to them.
and the email will also have the calendar that Sabera mentioned.
Yeah. So any last questions or comments before we finish this meeting?
I have another question. So, you all are part of
The Red Watch Band training in 2 weeks.
Oh, I think you're cutting off. Like,
should I continue?
Yeah,
the
continue,
question?
Ivy.
Okay. So you guys are part of the board, right? How do you balance that along with schoolwork and your courses, especially like when everything is just so hectic?
yeah, I mean, everyone kind of has like their own method. It does, it is a lot, but I find that for me, like having like a really, really packed, like when I organize my Google calendars, like very specifically, like, and I like kind of put in times where like I can take a break or times where I can study, it helps me. And also like I really do enjoy doing this, so it doesn't really seem like a chore for me, like as doing like my homework or studying would be. Like I generally do enjoy like putting events together and working with my e-board. So like I look forward to this.
And in addition, like I think we work around everyone's schedule pretty well because we know that everyone, like we're all different years, all different majors. So we try to kind of get the best schedule that meets everyone's requirement, which is sometimes really hard. And it's a commitment, but it's an enjoyable commitment.
Yeah, I mean, and you're gonna figure this out, especially with like all our classes. Like you're gonna find like a balance for you, and you'll be able to join clubs and e-boards that you really enjoy, and it won't really seem like a chore in the end of the day. If you're really happy about it, like you'll make time for it. That's a really good question. Anything else? Okay, so this was really fun. I love seeing everyone who has their videos on, and all your questions were really great. I really look forward to seeing everyone and for our next event, which the next time we meet is going to be 2 weeks from now, which is going to be our Red Watch Band training. So look out for that email. You can RSVP and you can get one of your bystander trainings done. And if you get 3 of those, you'll be able to wear a cord on graduation. So I really hope you guys all come to that. And if not, totally fine. You can come to our other events. And feel free to email us and fill out the Google form so that we know when everyone's available. And if no one has anything else to add, we're done here. So you feel free to leave.
Thank you guys. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.